It's exciting and terrifying, this thing we call technology. It changes our physical and social environment, our jobs, our art, the very way we experience life. In the 1930s, it was the machine age. Think radar, the jet engine, electric guitars. But perhaps nothing encapsulated the excitement, the beauty, and the danger of progress quite like the airship. What is an airship? You may be imagining a children's fantasy book with a pirate ship floating on clouds, and you wouldn't be far off. As the name implies, an airship is an enormous flying craft floating through the sky. And in 1931, the Goodyear Zeppelin Corporation had just completed the airship, the USS Akron, and its supporting air dock. The size of both were astounding. The air dock, at the time of completion, was the largest building in the world without interior supports. And the airship was the most massive ever created, measuring 785 feet. Imagine 2.5 football fields and rising 10 stories tall. It may look like one of today's blimps, but to call the Akron a blimp is like calling an aircraft carrier a rowboat. It's amazing to think that fewer than 30 years earlier, the Wright brothers had only just completed their first flight. Now, humans were flying in ships the size of apartment buildings. This astonishing advancement was a wonder that motivated the industrial art of America, and no one personified the artistic wonder of the machine age quite like Margaret Bourke-White. A cutting-edge photographer, Bourke-White felt an immediate affinity for what she called the beauty of industry. Looking at Bourke-White's extraordinary photograph of the Akron today, we see the triumph of industry that she saw, but also a tragic failure. In 1932, the Akron flew across the United States from New Jersey to California. Low on fuel and with its helium heated by the California sun, the airship became dangerously light. It lowered its mooring cables to a group of waiting U.S. Navy sailors, but while landing, the airship rose suddenly, tossing sailors into the air as it ascended and carrying 3 men up to a height of 360 feet. 2 let go and fell to their deaths, but one sailor, Bud Coward, held on for 2 hours at 2,000 feet before he was finally pulled aboard the ship and miraculously survived. Worse was yet to come. In 1933, as the Akron flew over the Atlantic Ocean, it encountered a storm off New Jersey. The lower fin struck the sea and the craft disappeared beneath the waves. It was the worst airship disaster in history, killing 73 sailors, deadlier even than the Hindenburg. Of course, we can't see this tragic history in Bourke-White's photo. We see only the beauty of industry and the awe of endless possibilities. And Bourke-White's signature on the photo ties her to this very object. For an image layered in stories, even the frame has its own story. The frame is made of riveted duralumin, the very same lightweight alloy that was used in the construction of the USS Akron and its supports. So, looking at the photo now, do we experience the wonder of what it must have been like in 1931, seeing this giant floating in the sky? Or do we feel the terror of knowing the fate of this ship? The power of the image today, of course, is that we experience both.